What's the motherfucking deal, man? Welcome to The Den, social commentary from a realistic perspective. If you want to catch the best conversation on the internet, catch us live Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Central Time, every night, 7 days a week at 10 p.m. Central Time. You can call in, share your thoughts on whatever the topic of the day may be or something that you got on your mind. The Den line will be open for your calls. I'm your host, Ed Honcho, man. And I just want to get into this. I don't want to waste too much time. A lot of people, when this channel started kind of growing a little bit, came because of some of the commentary that I was speaking on the Jussie Smollett situation. But there were a lot of detractors. Oh, I don't believe Chicago police and they'll put anything on a black man and all this. I say, look, man, there are facts and there are feelings. And the facts around this case were very vague at that time. But if you have sense, if you experience any kind of life, just the things that he was saying, if you put those together on a day-to-day basis, it just didn't make sense. It just didn't add up. When we saw him going on this interview, we saw all the things that he was saying and doing. I wouldn't be my mother's son. We saw him coming out in the courthouse when the case was sealed. But now, through new events, the case has been unsealed. And I talked about that briefly, I think, a while back. But let's get into it, man. Let's stop all the shenanigans. A lot of details have been coming out the last few days about the Jussie Smollett case. And hopefully all those people said, I won't believe it until I see some evidence, or his case was sealed and, he wasn't found guilty, through pretrial diversion and all that other stuff. If you don't realize that all the way that this whole scenario went down was very questionable, well, I mean, that's you. You just don't want to buy into it, and that's fine. Everybody's entitled to feel the way they choose to feel. I can't make you believe anything. But evidence is out. Chicago police have released documents. They've released, court papers. But this is some stuff that is going to be very interesting. A lot of Jussie, details about Juicy Jussie. Let's get into it, man. Got 3 articles I'm going to share with you. Links will be in the description below if you want to check those out. Let's just talk about it. Cops released footage of Jussie Smollett with a noose around his neck on the night of the staged hate attack. Empire actor tells officers that he kept the rope on until they arrived at the apartment to prove he was assaulted. This is from the Daily Mail. All 3 of these articles are from the Daily Mail. And let's kind of get into it. Let's just talk about it. The reason why I like Daily Mail is they get these little synopsis, little talking points. You ain't really got to go through the whole article. I'm not going to read it all. But 69 hours of video related to Jussie Smollett's alleged hate crime case on Monday. Never before seen footage includes police body cam video finding Smollett with a noose around his neck. In the clip, he says he kept the noose on because he wanted police to see it. But yet initially, he didn't want to report the crime, right? Initially, it was his buddy or something like that had to report the crime. He didn't want to report it initially. So that's interesting. It shows the Unsoldario brothers in a taxi on their way to meet Smollett at the night of the attack, wearing hooded jackets and a ski mask. And I'll show you that clip too. Third clip shows the Unsoldario brothers running on South Water Street at about 2:01 a.m. after the attack. Empire actor claimed he was attacked by 2 men who launched racial and homophobic slurs at him, threw a noose on him January 29th. The text sent January 29th, day of the attack. Abel's text message said, bruh, say it ain't true. I'm praying for speedy recovery. Shit is wild. Police later determined he staged the attack, charged with filing a false report. These charges were subsequently dropped by Cook County State's Attorney Kim Foxx, sparking outrage, launching an investigation. The release of tapes come days after the judge decided to appoint a special prosecutor to look into the Cook County prosecutor Kim Foxx's work in the case. Let's kind of skip all that, because that's basically telling you what it is. Let's get into the first video. Now, the video with him with the rope around his neck. And again, it should be very interesting. Let's just check it out. Now, I guess these are the police walking into the house.
Any weapons or anything inside the apartment?
The apartment or whatever. There's actually some footage of him talking to the guy, whoever his buddy is, with the, talking about the cut on his face and the rope around his neck. Now look at this. Who calmly, that's funny, he pulls the shit. Who calmly just wears the noose around his neck? Look how he takes it off, and that's questionable. Okay, well, this part of the scene was done. All right, cool, let me loosen it up. Just has to understand exactly how to take it off. So either that means prior to it he tampered with it, or he put it back on, or this was all staged. Look at it. He just calmly puts it, like, I wouldn't want to touch. Look how he folds it up, right? Folds it up, puts it up neatly. If there was a noose placed on my neck, I'd get that bitch off of me so quick, it wouldn't even be any second guessing to the situation. Like, it would be, I want, who keeps that on? We talked about all of this stuff in the prior videos that I spoke on this, but just kind of reiterating. If there was a noose on your neck, you would not keep that on, point blank period. You take it off, remove it, and get rid of it. Like, here's the noose. you wouldn't have that on the cops came. And it took him about an hour or so to get there. And allegedly, initially, he didn't want to call the cops. So he would have taken that off then at that point. Okay. But there's still going to be people who are going to say, no, this, that, and the third. Police body cam shows 3 officers entering Smollett's apartment about 40 minutes after responding to a 911 call. Just like I said, officers heard want to take it off. Actor obliges. Yeah, I do. I just wanted to see. There's bleach on me. They poured bleach on me. And they said they didn't know what the liquid was at first, but he knew exactly it was bleach. And again, these are just kind of scenes from the video. Now I'm going to get to this other video. And this is funny to me. I'll tell you why in just a second, but let's just check it out. These are the brothers riding in the cab on the way to attack Sister Smollett. So, riding, not a whole lot going on. Looking like they're, they are actors, right? This is a short clip. They are actors looking like they're on their way to a set of Breaking Bad or something like that. But they have footage showing that these are the guys that dressed up to do it. And it's all very interesting, very intriguing. That's the video. Now let's get to some other stuff because, a lot of people say, oh, I don't trust those Nigerians. They're making stuff up. Jussie wouldn't do this and Jussie wouldn't do that. That's cool. Everybody thinks they're 409 scammers or whatever. That's fine. You're entitled to feel the way you want to feel. But I want to kind of jump over to this next article about the Osundario brothers caught in attacks and surveillance, and that's what I just showed you. So I'll put the link to that in the description below. And, it just kind of talks about that briefly. Again, the same clips that we just looked at that I just shared with you. $9.25, they told them to keep the change. At the end of the ride, which ended at 1:22 a.m., 40 minutes before the hoax. Why is everything's 40 minutes? 40 minutes before the hoax, and the cops arrived 40 minutes after the hoax. A lot of crazy stuff. They said they were paid $3,500 to help Smollett stage this. Now, I want to get into this. I really don't give a shit about this article, but you can check it out. Just small, minor details. This is the damning article. Look at that foot. That's a terrible foot. New texts reveal how Jussie Smollett discussed erotic massages and drugs with the Nigerian brother weeks before the staged attack, then went silent on him as it became public, leaving him to search for Google updates on the case. So Smollett and Abel Osundario were texting from November 2018 until February, and the messages released by cops. He asked Osundario for drugs repeatedly, and one, January 19th, he invited Abel for a massage that he would pay for, said the dude was amazing. I don't want to get into that. Basically, sexual services and stuff like that. So basically like a man whore, I'm assuming. After January 29th, after the attack, he texted him. We talked about just a minute ago on that. Smollett called him several times over the next 2 days as he traveled. Their contact then stopped. Abel searched on Google for updates. Between January 30th and February 10th, he searched Google dozens of times. Let's get down to the text. Again, let's just get down to the text messages. Let's bring those up. So you have Jussie here. You have the Abel. Osundario after that, right? So you said, hey, text such and such, make sure he's coming here. All right, unless you want a non-sexual massage, the dude is amazing. Weird. He's being paid for 2, and such and such, I'm good with sticky fingers. Haha, she was a woman. So I'm assuming this is not the first time that they've done something of this sort, or, maybe whatever. See, I know that I looked and so did my guy. So basically talking about he looked at, the chick, I'm assuming, and whatever. But he says, I'm good on the massage, Abel. Said, all right, bet, yada, yada, yada. This guy, and then he talks about some of the sexual stuff that this dude is doing with him. I don't really want to get into that. Abel passes on the dude is basically talking about, again, like I said, some weird stuff. You can go read the article for yourself if you want all the grimy details. But he basically asked him to get some powder, tells him to get some Whitney. That's some cocaine, if you don't know. Well, now you know. You're welcome. Asked me to get 4 malls, which I'm sure is Molly's, of course. Apparently said, should I grab that kind? So apparently he knows exactly, this is not the first time. You got some weed I can buy. I feel like you feel a drug pusher on my watch. So basically that tells him that he's been asking to get all kinds of drugs and things. So I guess that he wouldn't be seen, going through a third party. Basically tells him I can by this evening. Yes, sir. Should I grab that kind? All those things are basically confirmed. Let me know when you're off. Yeah, he said, so he's basically, do you want to grab it? Should I come there? And I'm guessing off means off of the set or whatever. So, and then Jussie tells him, you got some weed I can buy. Again, some kind of reiteration of all that. Abel says, I feel like I'm the new Pablo Escobar minus the, I don't sell drugs, I just get them. He's, what's his name? He said, but let me see. we get a little bit further. Some of these are a little vague, so like if you want to pull up the site yourself to see it, you know, maybe you can check that out. It says at the tab, said, what time Tuesday night? 9:30. Well, what's up? Might need your help on the low. Need you to meet up and talk face to face, like after 4. I can do that. Where you at? Okay, just a little bit later, close to that time. So that's kind of the conversation about them setting up the deal. And, you know, it's about training and some other things. And like I say, you know, he Googled CNN. They're talking about all the interviews and the stuff that was going on that the Nigerian brothers were looking up. And, you know, that's pretty much what that covers. And so, you know, it says how he reacted when the brothers had been arrested. It can't be them. They're black and sin. So obviously, again, he said it was white guys who did the shit. They started discussing nutrition plans. Like I said, I'm just kind of jumping back around, but like I said, you can go ahead and look at that up for yourself. The links will be in the description if you want further details. And again, an actor acting in real life. And here's my thing about it. Normally I wouldn't care, but I don't like to be played for stupid. If some people want to be willingly oblivious to the scenario, if they want to be willingly ignorant to what really took place, that's fine. And I'm sure that's not the only situation in life you're getting played. If you just want to be because he's black or because he's gay or because whatever, a treasure trove of reasons I'm sure you could dig into. But what you have to understand is this is foolishness, and this set off a serious situation. My thing with people who commit fraudulent activities is it makes it harder on those people who go through real situations to be believed, either in the eye of the public, in the eye of the police, because regardless of whether how you feel about the police, if you love them, you hate them, or whatever, they're human beings too. They may have a certain level of training, but of course, no, they're not perfect, especially when it comes to the psychological aspect of things. So again, a lot more information coming out. And I said that I would, when, you know, some of this information would come out, I would get back on this story and kind of, you know, explain more. I almost thought it was over with that emergency hearing where they kind of let him off, but I'm glad that Chicago has opened this case back up so we can start getting the real details. So again, you know, when it came out that he was on drugs, people didn't want to believe it. I mean, this is proof. People probably say these are doctored and faked and everything else. They'll, you know, people, if you just don't want to believe something, people won't. But I knew this from the jump, initially hearing and reading the story. I mean, it was obvious that it was fake. It was obvious that it was, I won't say staged, but it was obvious that it was some fraudulence going on, you know, from the very jump. And as things began to unravel and more details began to happen, as he said he was the gay Tupac, as he was doing the interviews, I mean, all of this showed a scam, a hoax, fraud. But when people have an affinity towards a person, they just don't want to believe the things they hear or see about these people because they've grown maybe to like him from the Empire show or whatever they know him from, maybe Mighty Ducks or some shit, and they feel like they have this connection to him. But you got to understand, and this is what I talk about when it comes to celebrities, is that you know them, they don't know you, they don't give a shit about you. They don't give a damn about regular people like us. They don't care. And it's about their ego, their pride. A lot of them, you know, have issues with narcissism, things of that nature. So again, if you believe that Jussie was innocent, does this prove anything different to you? If you didn't believe Jussie was innocent, you know, is there anything new in this information that's being released that surprises you, that shocks you? And what do you think is going to happen? You know, let me know in the comment section below. What do you think is ultimately going to happen with Jussie with them reopening this case? You know, I don't think they can hit it with double jeopardy, but do you think something's going to happen to Kim Foxx with the way she handled this, especially with this mountain of evidence that the police had? People try to say, oh, the police must not have had enough evidence, otherwise they would have tried it. They did. It was the court. The court and the police are two different entities, and that's what y'all have to understand and realize. So, want to know what y'all think. Again, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you enjoy the content live every night, 7 days a week, 10 p.m. Central. Then at 10 is the easy way to remember that, 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, weekdays at 10 a.m. Central. Again, you can check the Den line, you can call in live, and make sure you checked all the little stuff that was going on over there. Make sure you check out the podcast and everything else that goes with it. But hey, friends of the Den, Dengenerates, denizens, Den folk. Again, social commentary from a realistic perspective. This is the Den, the best conversation on the internet. I'm your host, Ed Honcho. It was an honor, a privilege, and a pleasure to get to chop it up with you for a few. Let me know how you feel. I'm really interested in knowing, you know, who believed this man. I mean, even up until the last case, and now views this differently. I'm very curious to see if anybody's minds have changed, even though I think the majority of people were already against him. Anyway, I'm out. Y'all be cool like y'all be cool. Go.